Nigerian comedy actor Ime Bishop wants people to understand that he has two personalities. According to him, people who meet him in real life always expect him to carry on with his comical personality as an actor.
I always say that I have arguably a dual personality. You know, I have a commercial part of me and I have a domestic part of me. Well, maybe, so to speak, the domestic part of me is what you're seeing talking to you right now. The commercial part of me is what you see on TV. And lots of people mistake one for the other. You know, it's very normal for you to see me on the TV. You've never met me before in real life. And then you do a copy and paste. You just copy from the image you see, from the character you see on TV and what I display, and then paste it on the real person, and then you actually think erroneously that I am entirely stricto sensu what I am on TV. Well, there's a little difference. I'm not, so to speak, all that you see on TV, okay? I also have a domestic life, and somehow, depending on the occasion, you have to drop.
On whether he can accept non-comical roles in a movie, he said this.
It's going to be a little challenging for me because it is not a very familiar artistic water that I'll be swimming in, but I believe I can do it. But I don't have any point to prove to anyone anyway, you know. I do what the people want to see of me. It is the comedy part of me that they want to see, and that's what I'm going to cook. That's what I'm going to serve, you know, my people, because and my fans. It's about demand and supply. You know, what the demand is what you're going to supply. And that's why I'm here. Yes.
Hello, good evening. My name is Ambassador Dodson, and it's a pleasure to bring to you the Global Reformers Hub 2. I'm so excited because today promises to be a fantastic one, you know, because of the personalities that we have. However, I want you to sit back, don't go anywhere. I want you to connect, call friends anywhere you are. I want you to join us. Now, the program is going to be such that you need to participate. We need your participation. So if you have questions, you have contributions, you want to get into the program, just drop your comment. You know, check the comment box and drop your comment, and you'll be live with us. Right about now, we're going to kick off. And today, like I said, promises to be a fantastic one. Today we'll be looking at capital. You know, we'll be focusing on capitalism as it were. But before I introduce the team for today and all that, even though we're looking at next phase, okay, before I introduce the subject for today, I would like to quickly introduce our special guest speaker for today. Is no other than Chris LeClaus. Please applause. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, brother. It's rather rainy and wet and cold in South Africa, but I'm absolutely blessed and excited to be on your call. How are you?
Yeah, I'm so cool, and I believe today is going to be awesome. Everybody's waiting to listen to us. Yeah, so today is going to be great. So the other speaker is still trying to get into the program, but we are not going to wait for him because of time. You know what I'm saying? So right away, we are going to go straight to the program. And you know, today's program promises to be a very fantastic one because of the subject that we are looking at. Today, we are looking at creating financial relevance in a capitalist economy. You know, I know you so well. If I have some things to say about you, you know, you are a business owner, you are an entrepreneur, you are a key speaker, a keynote speaker. As a matter of fact, you're an international speaker, and you are known all over South Africa and all over the world. You know, so, and I believe so strongly that a lot of things, you have a lot of business secrets that you need to share with us. Okay, so as a matter of fact, how is South Africa? How is South Africa?
Well, as is most of Africa, we find ourselves in very interesting and challenging times. But outside of that, I've lived in many countries around the world, and Africa is my home. It's a beautiful place. I've been to your country. I've traveled all over Africa, and they say there's no better place like home, Africa. And we're excited. I mean, we're all in the same boat. 2020 has been a very interesting year, but we're excited for what's on the table for Africa going into 2021. So we're excited.
Okay, thank you so much. When I spent about 30 minutes speaking with you last week, it was so amazing. You spoke so intelligently. Your words were absolutely generational, and I'm just so excited to have you, you are on this program right now. I don't really know how to place it, but I'm so excited. A lot of persons are waiting, or have been waiting. A lot of persons are excited as well. So right now, can we go straight to our program right away? All right. Now we're looking at creating financial relevance in a capitalist economy. And you know that a capitalist economy, a lot of persons has demystified the term capitalism. Some persons feel, they feel money is capital. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of persons feel so. Even though I've heard my pastor, I'm from the lineage of, I have a spiritual father, I'm a Christian. The name of my father is Pastor Korede Komaya. Okay, he taught us a lot about this. And I would like us to share this together. So what is your concept about this whole financial relevance, capitalism, capitalist economy concept? What would you have to say to everyone listening to you right now?
It's very interesting. And I read your subject. And I wrote it down a few times, creating a financial relevance in the capital economy. And I was wondering, because I don't live in your country, I've visited there, and I've seen the high level of poverty. I've appreciated it. I've lived it. But also, what's interesting for me is that I think if I go back to my childhood, is I don't come from money. I never had a silver spoon. But I stopped there for a minute, and I thought, let me just. So I went to the good old Google and Wikipedia, and I just wanted some more insight, because I wanted people to understand from this call today, from me being on this call, is that I'm no one special. I'm speaking from a level of hard work, commitment, sacrifice, and a lot of the success that I've achieved has been God-given. It's been through pure belief. And you spoke about your spiritual father, and you spoke about your beliefs. But I'm not here to speak about beliefs. I know it's a Sunday. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a spiritual father. So I'll leave that to the professionals. But I am a believer. And I'm not here to put my belief on you. But I want you to know that my walk with God through my levels of success, from poverty to success, has been because I've had I'm a believer. I've had someone walking this walk with me. But back to what I was saying, and I want to read this out to you. And this is the part that I highlighted. And it's very important that I highlight this. It says, critics of capitalism argue that it establishes power in the hands of a minority capitalist class that exists through the exploitation of the majority working class and their labor, prioritizes profit over social good, natural resources and the environment, is an engine of inequality, corruption, and economic instabilities, and that may not able to access its perpetuated benefits and freedoms. such as freely investing. I'm going to stop there. It goes on and it goes on. And I read this and I realized something, that irrespective of what society claim, irrespective of what governments claim, irrespective of what people of higher power force upon us, at the end of the day, any level of success or the rise or fall of any economy is based on you and me. It's based on us. So I looked at what we had here for tonight, and I highlighted a bunch of things here. Creating financial relevance in a capital economy. What is the key word here for me? What stands out for me? Is it financial? No. Is it the word capitalist? No. Is it the word economy? No. It's the word relevant. It's the word relevance that stands out for me. Why does that word stand out for me? I'll tell you why. Because I ask myself, am I relevant? Am I relevant today? Am I relevant to the people around me? Am I relevant to society? Am I relevant to my church? Am I relevant to my family? This is what's important. And, you know, I spoke on stage in front of a couple of thousand people with my business partner, Peter, who has been equally the reason why we are successful, why we are financially free, and why we are where we are today. And I realized that it's about relevance today. Everything today is about relevance. Are you relevant? Are you making a difference in society? Are you making a difference in your family? So where does that all start? Perhaps I can start somewhere else for tonight. Where do I come from? How come how do I qualify to be on your stage today? And by the way, the guests on tonight's call need to hear that Godson and I haven't known each other for longer than a few hours. Godson and I have not had any conversations longer than a few hours. So what makes me, who's had an impact over 40,000 people's lives, who I coach, mentor to a level of financial freedom, what makes me stop what I'm doing, give up time from my family, and jump on a call with Godson, leader of Africa Global Reformers out of Nigeria? How did that happen? You know, I believe in life, sometimes people cross our paths who are relevant. Sometimes people cross our lives who speak the same language. Now, I'm not talking about English. I'm not talking about a language per se. I'm talking about the heart. God's son speaks the same language as me. He has a heart to serve. He has a heart to see people succeed. That today, ladies and gentlemen, is something very rare in society. That today, ladies and gentlemen, is what will make a difference in society when we talk about creating financial relevance in a capital economy. We need more people like God's son who will put other people first. That, ladies and gentlemen, has allowed me to think to myself, this man is the kind of person I want to be aligned with. This man is the kind of guy I want to go to war with to make a difference, to be relevant in a capitalist economy, or for any economy for that matter. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to understand, I put God's son in very high respect. And for me, it's an honor and a privilege to be on your call tonight. So let's wrap this up. What am I talking about? Why am I talking about relevance? What is the difference? Who am I and why am I on this call? I am just an individual who's had big dreams and desires. One of my biggest dreams and desires is to see other people succeed. To see, being brought up by a single parent, my mom and my dad died 2 months before I was born. We lived in a caravan. I don't know if you know what a caravan is, but a motorhome. We lived in a motorhome for many, many years of our lives. I did 8 primary schools. I mean, I had 2 or 3 primary schools in 1 year. My mother earned about $150 a month, $100 a month. I know in Nigeria right now, a lot of people can identify with that. Earning $100 a month is not a great living. People can't get by on that. But you know, one thing my mother taught me, it's not where you are today. It's not what's happening around you that counts. It's where you are going that is more valuable than anything else. You see, people will very easily put you down. People will very easily put your dreams and desires down. The government will put your dreams and desires and your goals down. Your friends and family will tell you that this won't work and you can't achieve any level of success. But that's because of society's, their own personal upbringing. No one in the world, not even your family members, have a right to suppress you or help you think or believe that you can't achieve a level of success that you wish to attain. I can tell you we've achieved a level of success that most people can only dream of. But I had more people telling me that I wasn't relevant. I had more people telling me that we couldn't achieve a particular level of success. Most people wrote me off and said this would never work, or I would never work, or I would never achieve any level of success. If you allow people into your brain, if you allow people to dictate, then your level of success, your relevance in life, no longer exists. You see, the only relevance you need to create, the only relevance you need is the relevance in here. The relevance in here is the only one that counts, nothing else. So when I looked at my life and my achievements, which weren't many, I've never worked for anybody. I made more money at school than the teachers that were teaching me. I was the individual that wasn't subjected to that box type thinking. I wasn't the individual that had to toe the line and listen to what they perceived to be correct or what would work. I was the guy that was out there busting my you-know-what. I was out there, the guy that was making stuff happen. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I remember when I got off the plane in Nigeria, and the taxi took us to Victoria Island. I stayed in Victoria Island when I was over there doing some business and speaking in front of a couple of people. I was over there doing some speaking engagements, and I was completely blown away how people, and Nigerians specifically, have that win at all costs attitude because of where we come from in Nigeria, because of the tough upbringings. And for me to be able to associate or run or partner with someone from Nigeria, I realized that when I was there, after I got off the plane and after I saw the people that I saw, I realized that there was opportunity out there. But what you have to understand is whilst there's opportunity out there, opportunity doesn't just happen. It needs something else to leverage off. The opportunity is there. The desire is there. The people are there, but it needs something else to leverage off. And when you put opportunity and desire and leverage together, you get an explosion. You get relevance. And, for me, I've been an entrepreneur now for 19 years. I lived in England for 15 years. I was a professional rugby player as well. That's why my nose isn't that straight. For many years, I ran around chasing a rugby ball and then got in business. I've owned a number of businesses. I've owned a property development company, visa immigration consultancy. I've owned a property portfolio in England and in South Africa. I've owned a chain of grocery stores, supermarkets. We've just bought another property again last week. So, and I'm in the industry of social marketing as well, and network marketing. So I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm involved in many, many businesses. But the key element about my relevance, the key element about what wakes me up every day, the key element, irrespective of the fact that I've achieved a great level of success and I don't have a job. In fact, my registration on my car says no job. My key relevance is the fact that there's always someone out there that I can help. You look at someone like, I'm not a footballer, so I'm trying to think of David Beckham. Most people know David Beckham. one of the best footballers that ever existed. He doesn't play football today, but he's still involved in football. The point I'm trying to make is that he's still involved in football because he loves what he does. People ask me, but Chris, you talk about relevance. You talk about being in a position where you've achieved it in life. You don't have a job. Why do you still wake up in the morning? Why do you still get on Zoom calls? Why do you still get on live calls to help people? Because a long time ago, someone felt it was relevant enough for them to give up some time to help me to achieve a level of success. I don't know if we've lost our host or is he still there? He's coming back.
No, I'm with you, 100%.
Okay. So there was a long time ago, someone felt the need that their relevance was enough to be able to help me. And they gave me a book. This was the book they gave me. It's called Rudy's Insights. Rudy's Insights, Winning in Life. There's a movie about this. I've met the author. I've met the Rudy Whittaker is the actual person. And as a sports person, this book started to help me believe and started helping me understand my relevance, my purpose in life. Despite what's going on around the world, despite the fact that government have a completely different direction, despite the fact that my friends and family are going in a completely different direction. You see, I'm going back to the point. Relevance. What is your relevance? So what I'd like to do today is all about mindset. You got to get this right before you can help other people. It's amazing how the person who's been divorced 5 times has the best marital advice for us. It's crazy. So you understand, you need to get this right. You need to get this right before you can help other people. And in the last, I want to leave you with a couple of books that I think can make a massive difference in your life. Ones that have made a big difference in my life. The Prophet. The Prophet is all about getting your mindset right. I'm going to leave 2 or 3 other books with you. The Leader Who Had No Title.
Who had no title. Yes.
And then the 4-hour work week. The 4-hour work week.
Okay.
It's all about creating systems, getting systems to work for you, and ultimately being able to lead like Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Guys, we are about to launch. Before I hand it over to you and any questions, I think I'd like to say that between Godson and myself are about to launch something in Nigeria. It's absolutely massive. We're part of an organization that's been going for 19 years. It's absolutely massive. And what we're bringing to Nigeria is a first time. And I've partnered with Godson, but we're looking for people who have the relevance, people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, people who are ready to be mentored, to be coached, and to be able to live a life that most people only dream of, and to be able to give back to communities and help other people. If you're one of those people and you're listening to this call live or even recorded, all we want you to do is just send Godson a message. Just comment below, send Godson a message, and we're going to create a separate group. We're going to have a separate webinar where we're going to help you, we're going to educate you, and we're going to mentor you in a program that I promise you right now, you won't regret being part of. Godson, over to you, my brother. If you have any questions for me, I'm still here. Just want to thank you for the opportunity. God bless.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You've spoken so well. And I believe strongly that everyone that's listening to you this evening, they are just being impacted. And as a matter of fact, I am increasing in knowledge. It's so good to have you again. Well, I want you to look in the direction we're going to talk about investment later, okay? We're going to talk about investment later, okay? But I want you to look in the direction of capital. Now, considering what we're talking about, we're talking about creating financial relevance in a capitalist economy. Now, most persons feel capital is the finance, the money. I know certainly that isn't capital. You get what I'm saying? Like you rightly mentioned, that the ability to work, on yourself, you talked about the mind. And as a matter of fact, I think that's the capital we're talking about. Your mind is your capital. So your thoughts, the ability for you to connect, the ability for you to relate well, all those are your capital. So, but I want you, in your own perspective, how will you atomize the term capital? Yes.
I don't think I can actually itemize it because you've just summarized it right now. Capital is 100% everything that is how you think. So for the longest period of time, I've had little reminders on my phone, and every hour a new reminder comes up. Every hour a new one comes up, and I read that. And why do I do that? What is my point? Well, that is part of programming my capital, programming this. What do I mean by that? Well, you can't have $1,000 bank account with a $10 mindset. You can't have $100,000 bank account with a $10,000 mindset. You can't have $1 million bank account with a $100,000 mindset. It's all about preparing it upstairs. If you believe it, if your capital is ready, the bank account will fill up on its own. It's about being ready. It's about being prepared because opportunity is coming. Opportunity will present itself. God wants to give you, God wants to pour out into you. God wants to give you an abundance. But if you're not ready, He's not going to give you anything. God is not going to come and fetch you. You need to be prepared. You need to get yourself ready. You need to meet God halfway. And when He's ready, He will come to you. It's about preparing your upstairs capital. It's about being ready when the time presents itself.
Okay. Are you with me? Can you hear me now? Yeah, sorry. We're having a little wave of network, but I think everything is okay now. Okay.
Understood.
So yes, I actually have another question to ask you. As of what happened this year, the world experienced pandemic and a lot of that. So, and based on that, a lot of companies folded up. A lot of rich guys became poor. A lot of persons became so broke, and the rate of poverty increased globally. Now, how can the people listening to us right now surmount poverty in these trying times?
Godson, you broke up a little bit, but I think I got most of your question. If I don't answer correctly, please pull me aside and correct me if I'm going off on the wrong tangent, Jeff. But as far as globally, how we've all been affected, and just to repeat what you were saying, a lot of wealthy people became poor overnight. And I've been bankrupt twice. I've been on the street once. And what do you learn from that? Well, I think what we learn from that is that many people live out with their means. Many people don't plan for the rainy day. Many people don't think that rainy day will come. I've not had a job for 3 years. 3.5 years I've not had a job. 3.5 years I've not had to work. Why is that? Well, I learned from my previous experiences. And I read something once before as well. And it says, it's not how low down we go, because we all go down. We all fall down. We all fall under hard times. That's not important. What is important is how high we bounce back. Most millionaires will be bankrupt at least 3 times. If you're fallen under hard times just recently, I'm glad. Congratulations. Well done. You're en route to becoming the next millionaire if that's what's important to you. But understand, for me, money is not important. Money doesn't make my world go round. What makes my world go round is quality time. Quality time with my family, quality time with my son, being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, even when we fall under hard times. So in summary, what is my point? If you've fallen under hard times, I feel for you, but I'm also glad for you, because we need to learn from these situations. And I really believe COVID globally has allowed a lot of people to learn. We've learned a lot from these situations. But I really believe that those who understand that it's not how low down we go, but more importantly, how high we bounce back, that's important. Those are the individuals that will always succeed. Those are the individuals that will always land on their feet.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Well, I would like us to now, a lot of persons want to, they feel, now that you've explained, what we really need to know, I would like you to lay a little emphasis on investment. We, like you said, that it's important for us to invest, into ourselves by reading books. Those books, can you please show us again? Can you show everyone again those books? It's
Well, I've
it's
got a few here. I've got
yeah.
Robert
Somebody
Kiyosaki.
okay, good. Somebody sent me an SMS and said, please, I would like to see those books again. All right. Okay. Cash flow quadrant. All right.
Okay. The 4-hour work week.
Okay. Okay. The 4-hour work week. Okay. Okay.
The richest man in Babylon.
Oh, the richest man in Babylon. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The prophet.
Okay. The prophet.
The leader who had no title.
Okay. The leader who had no title. Okay.
And the last two that I'll leave you with is Rudy's Insight. It was one of my first books.
Okay. With this insight. Okay. When I
And
come to that, okay. Can you hear me?
loud and clear.
Yeah, when I come to South Africa, can I request for something? I would like to go to your library. That would be the first place I'll go to.
No problem. My life is right behind me.
I can see that. I
It'll be
can
my
see that. Yeah, for everyone watching us right now, I would personally recommend those books as well to you. I think they are pretty nice. Nice books. When you read them, you get to know more things. You get to understand, you just get to gain more knowledge. Okay, and it's absolutely important, to surmount the challenges in our present time. Now, like I mentioned before, I would like you to. There is a particular arm of investment. Um, a lot of persons do not like network. We are trying to talk about business, capital, and all that. In an economy like this. Now, I want you to coin it to investment, coin it to business generally. What would you advise people? What kind of business would you advise our viewers watching us right now to venture into? Possibly,
So,
like what have helped you over the years?
okay, so
Maybe you share some experience with us.
absolutely. So, you know, all my businesses that I've started up have been conventional businesses, such as property development companies, and they've all required a lot of capital investment. They've all required, like we were saying earlier on, hard cash has required money. And the crazy thing is that irrespective of whether I've been in conventional business or even a business that hasn't required much capital to get started up, in either way, one thing that has differentiated the two between each other is that both of these entities, which I'm going to speak about now, have required effort. See, no one becomes wealthy by chance. No one becomes wealthy by just pie in the sky or winning a lottery ticket. It requires hard work. And the sad reality is that currently, as we know around the world, that there are entities out there that exist, but they only exist to steal from those who are in a bad situation. And sadly, I'm going to pause there for a second. Sadly, poverty is a real problem. And people are desperate. And when people are desperate, they do desperate things. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, there's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. They are illegal. And sadly, they do exist. And sadly, people do get hurt. And sadly, these entities aren't around 2-3 years from now. And I know that you're thinking what I'm thinking. We had a company in South Africa, which I think you guys had out there, called Triple M or MMM. Unfortunately, some people made money, but a lot of people didn't. Now, I'm just using that as a reference point. There are many others that exist out there as well. You see, what I realized for me, when I owned 3 companies at one stage. 2 of them were in England, 1 of them were in South Africa. What I realized is that I was giving so much time to running my companies that I was leaving my family leftover time instead of priority time. I was looking for a concept that would have little to no startup capital, would still require the same effort that it does to run any conventional business, but my potential for returns was exponential. That's the key here. Exponential. But at the same token, being able to make a difference in people's lives. And that industry I'm talking about is network marketing, multi-level marketing. I'm not talking about scams. I'm not talking about pyramid schemes. I got involved in a network marketing company 5 years ago. But you need to understand something. I was the most critical about the industry. And that was because I never understood the industry. I never understood how it worked. I understood from my broke neighbor how it worked. I understood from my skeptical uncle who knew nothing about anything. I knew from him. When I looked into the industry, when I looked at Warren Buffett, when I looked at Donald Trump, when I looked at Robert Kiyosaki, key individuals, key players around the world who have had big influences in people around the world, when I understood their research of how they spoke so highly about the industry, I realized that I was being a bit naive and maybe I needed to do proper research and look into the industry. And that is what has made, not just that industry has made a difference in my life and has been able to help me impact 40,000 plus people's lives around the world. But it's also allowed us to live the life that, well, I like to say to live the life that most people only dream of. And hence the reason, just like any footballer, you know, we're not stopping at the World Cup. We're not stopping until we've been able to bless everybody, until we've been able to help as many people as we can. And right now, my focal point is that I coach people to coach people to coach people. Thanks. Over to you, brother.
Well, thank you so much. Well, if you're watching us right away all over the world, you're in Nigeria, you're in South Africa, you're in London, anywhere you are watching us right now, I want you to ask questions. You know, I want you to join the conversation. Just drop your message on the comment box, and your questions will be read. We're going to take a few time for questions, to take questions. But however, before we do that, just for 1-2 minutes, I just want us to watch this. Okay? Let's watch this together. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. I want to believe that we're all enjoying the program, Global Reformers Hub 2. And this is the 2020 edition, the second edition. And so far, so good. We've been with Chris Lacrosse. Chris Lacrosse of Tuban. I mean, Chris Lacrosse has been so amazing this evening. I've never heard something like this in a long time before. Well, welcome back, Chris Lacrosse. Thank you again for joining us. Well,
Thank you.
you just watched the video. Before people start asking questions, I know some questions are beginning to drop. I want to ask you something very special. I know it's a little bit confidential to you, but you may like to share it, okay, with us. Now, like when you in your conversation, when you were talking to us, you mentioned that you have not really worked for somebody, let's say, basically, right? Now, how were you able to raise capital to be in the level that you are today? I know certainly that it takes it's precept upon precept, okay, line upon line. Okay, it takes growth, but how were you able to really raise capital? Yes, to foot all your businesses and all that, and to grow to this huge level that you are in, the huge success you are in.
So my favorite question.
Okay.
So I was sitting speaking to one of my mentees not so long ago, and he was looking to raise capital, and he was looking to invest, and he was looking to buy some stuff and sell online, and there was a couple of avenues he was looking to do. And something I learned very early on through a program through the church that the church did, which was called "When Helping Hurts." You see, I was always too quick to dive into my pocket and sign a check or help someone financially to get on their feet, but I realized that no one helped me. No one helped me get on my feet. No one put money in my pocket. No one gave me a loan. I went out there and I did what I needed to do, and I sold what I needed to sell, and I made, I don't know if I can use this word. I made shit happen. Sorry, I can't find a better word. I just made shit.
I get you.
And forgive me. And I was sitting with this young gentleman, and he needed some money. He needed to raise some capital. And he needed some help. But also, what I realized very early on with him is that I realized that his mindset wasn't ready for greater things. I realized that he wasn't strong enough to handle a much bigger business. So I realized that he needed to grow a little bit more. I realized that opportunity was around the corner. And he asked me the same question. He said, Chris, how am I going to get money to take my business to that level? Chris, how am I going to? And I realized if I'd given him the answer, he wouldn't have found the money. he wouldn't have found the way. This book here, it's one of the easiest books you'll ever read. It's called Who Moved My Cheese?
Okay.
Some people don't get it the first time. Who
Okay.
moved my cheese?
Yeah.
Some people don't get it the first time. Sometimes people have to read it a third time. But when the time comes and you ask yourself, excuse me, where am I going to get the money? How am I going to get there? How am I going to be able to achieve that? You see, you need to understand, when it's your time, God will deliver.
Yeah.
I don't know where the money comes from. I don't know how opportunity presents itself. All I know is I'm ready when the opportunity comes. Why?
Yeah.
Because of this. You see, I go into every opportunity with my eyes open, not with my eyes closed. I look at every challenging situation with it as an opportunity, not as a challenge. And I invite everyone right now on this call, go into every scenario. Don't look at a troubling time or a challenging time as a scenario where that's it. It's never that's it. God puts challenging times in front of us to find who the winners are, to find out who the go-getters are, to find out who the individuals that will look beyond the challenge and come out victorious on the other side. You see, there's never a challenge in life. There's only an obstacle in your mind.
Yeah.
You see, challenges, obstacles are things that we put in front of ourselves. If your goals are greater than your obstacles or challenges, you won't have any challenges. You see, every time, every year, every week, every month, I revisit my goals. I revisit my affirmations. I revisit what I'm looking to achieve, so that no matter what comes along my way, no matter what obstacle comes along their way, I will always reposition my goals to be greater than my obstacles, that they will always be in clear sight, no matter what obstacles I face. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, I'm getting you. Are you with me?
A lot of
Can you
people
hear me?
won't understand what I just said.
Okay.
Just understand, when you're ready, doesn't matter if it's capital or opportunity, it comes. You've just got to put your trust in God. You just got to hand it over to the big man and know when it's your time, you must be ready. That's all you need to know. Just be ready. Godson, it's your time, brother. It's your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's so amazing. You are just so amazing, Chris. You're so amazing. Thank you so much. Well, to summarize everything that you've said, I think you talked about how you got started, you know. So everything still boils down to capital that we're talking about. And we discovered that everything that we've been talking about, you know, we talked about your mind, you know, the ability for you to use your mind, because that's the capital we're talking about. Your mind, your thoughts, your ideas, then your relationships, ability for you to relate, your dreams and visions, like you said, you know, and also part of what you said was basically the capacity to solve problems. I think it's in what you said as well. So if we have the capacity to solve problems, because problems are everywhere. So the ability to solve problems uh, will certainly bring about income to us. You know, but a lot of persons do not know this. It's like a secret. A lot of persons do not know. So this is the real capital. If you ask me, it's the real capital. Well, you have hit the nail on the head. I'm so excited to have you again. But I would like you, some person sent messages that said, I'm trying to get some, let me just read one or two. Okay, but I think I'm trying to get the messages, which it's just booting. You know, it's booting. I don't know if the network situation here is same with yours over there, but it's booting. I know a lot of persons dropping questions. But however, because of our time, I'm watching the time, we have about 2-3 minutes more. So I would like you to talk to your people. Just give them the last word. Advise everyone listening to you and those that will listen to you after now, because this program is going to be rebroadcasted. We're going to rebroadcast it. People will watch it all over the world. So I want you to give your last, just tell the people the last advice you have with regards to the subject matter for today, which is creating financial relevance in the capitalist economy.
Guys, in closing, Godson, first, I just want to say, it's a privilege and an honor to serve with you, to serve for you, and to call you brother.
Yeah.
I know this is the beginning of immense and unbelievably great things. I know that the people that are following you soon will be working with you, will be working with me. And I'm just incredibly grateful that God has put us in touch with each other, that through someone, we are now connected.
Yeah, thank you.
And, to close on that, the message I want to leave people with is they need to understand that it's hard to understand. And it's also sometimes hard to believe it. That financial relevance is not necessarily the key to your success. When you understand what true happiness is, when you understand what true freedom is, when you understand that you are able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it, for however long you want to do it with, that's what true relevance and financial freedom is. People have not, globally, very few people will understand what true and honestly true financial relevance and freedom is all about. I pray and I wish that this conversation tonight, if I don't touch all of you, if what I've said has had no relevance in any way whatsoever, that's okay. But if I've touched the heart of one person tonight, who can be the shining light, can be the beacon, who can take that torch, can take that light, and pass that light on to many other Nigerians, that before long, that their financial relevance shines so bright that it makes such a huge difference to your country, to your people. If not 1,000 people, even if it's just 100 people, or tens of thousands for that matter, or hundreds of thousands for that matter. Understand, it only takes one person tonight to really believe in their relevance, to be able to go out there and make a huge impact in society and help them understand that they too are relevant in this society, in this Africa, even through these challenging times. 2021, my friends, my brothers, my sisters, 2021 is going to be a year of record breaking. It's going to be a year in Nigeria where people will look back at today and say, this is where it started. You see, a lot of people tonight will remember this conversation. They will remember this evening. They will remember this moment. And our next call that you and I have, they're going to wish they were on that call. They're going to wish they were part of what we're about to do. Because I'm telling you right now, my brother, 2021 is going to be historical. It's going to be record-breaking. And I'm looking forward to working with you and your brothers and your sisters. Thank you so much for your time. God bless everyone. Be safe.
Thank you
Have a wonderful week.
Thank you so much. Well, before you go, I would like you to give me a word. I think I like everything about you, your business idea, your business concept, your modus operandi, the way you operate. So I don't know if we can create another platform for a program, another program, then you come and tell us some certain things about some kind of businesses that you are into. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe we'll create another program. You know, I don't know. Are we free to do that? I just wanted to give me your word.
Absolutely. I think everything starts here.
Yeah.
And all we need is a few interested people, a few parties that reach out to you and
Yeah.
say, I'm interested, I'm keen, and we'll leave that for another call. We'll leave that for another time. And we'll
Yeah.
put them on a specialized program. We'll put them on a specialized course where they'll get one-on-one coaching and mentoring by you and myself. And we'll take them into 2021, which is going to be life-changing.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I really appreciate you once again. Well, it's been a wonderful time with Chris Leclerc of Durban, South Africa. We want to appreciate everyone that watched this program, and I want you to know that you can watch it again and again, and we are certainly going to rebroadcast it. We're going to create another program for Chris to tell us more and more about how we can key into the kind of business that he's into. I mean, those of us in Nigeria, you know, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. But I know some, of course, we've started working together. So in case you need some, you want to get some ideas that have to do with that, talk to me. I think I can still do something about that. But we're going to create that platform, and he has said that he's going to be with us again, and he is such an amazing personality. Thank you so much again, Chris, for showing up. We are not able to get our second speaker. I think probably network issue or whatever. He has been trying to connect. We spoke, but he wasn't just able to connect. So uh, in our next program, we're going to make it so rich. It's going to be richer and it's going to be more amazing. Thank you once again for joining us. God bless you.